Did you know our memories are frozen in time, just like the frozen blue ice above? Those frozen blue ice formations are like our frozen memories along the path of our lives. Sometimes it seems as if the familiar people and places you see now are still the way you remember them from years ago, and they have not changed. But in reality, you know that's not true. It's like they are frozen in time, but nevertheless, you know for sure that everything has changed in some way as time goes on. Many people remember their past memories like it was yesterday, although those memories may have been as long as 30, 40, or 50 years ago or more. Sometimes a special song triggers a past memory, or a certain smell might do it. Maybe a place you go to, and certainly looking at old photos bring back memories. But then we look in the mirror along with seeing our surroundings, and that's when we know when things are really not frozen in time, especially for us. As we get older, we sometimes imagine ourselves still looking young, and maybe we wish we still were. But then reality sets in and we see what we really look like. For a lot of people, it is hard for us to believe that our younger selves have gotten a lot older. We just never thought it would happen so fast. When we look in a mirror, sometimes it is hard for us to believe that what we see is actually us. We think we are going to see our younger self, and maybe in our mind we do. But that younger self is not there anymore. In life, we all keep moving through time, and the things around us change as we get older. If we have a spouse, a child, siblings, or a parent, when we look at them now as compared to looking at them 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years ago, we know they have aged and are really not the same on the outside anymore. People from our past may still be the same in our mind's eye, which is our memories, but in reality, after many years, they have all changed on the outside, and some have also changed on the inside. Our friends, family, and pets may once have been young and full of energy, but now, after many years, some of them have died while others have become physically and mentally ill or restricted due to health problems, dementia, or other issues. In the image above, we see a frozen sea of ice. Within that icy landscape are bright blue-green crystal ice formations that represent our memories. Our memories contain our entire lives, and those memories are the only things that allow us to have an immediate connection with our past and how everything used to be. What would you do without your memories and the ability to go back in time and remember things that you did, said, or saw years ago, or maybe even an hour ago, or a few minutes ago? What if you could not remember the people you loved and the times you shared together, and all you had remaining was right now, in the present, and nothing more than that? Why do humans have memories, and why do we need them? What if your memories were gone forever? Then where would you be? Maybe you would have your memories frozen in time, but you could not access or retrieve them. What if you wouldn't know who your closest family members are anymore, who your friends are, or who you were, or what you did in past years? Our memories are frozen in time, but fortunately, most of us can still access and recall them. Our frozen memories that seem as alive as we are now have gone away permanently. We cannot get those times back or repeat them again. They are only memories now. If we just got out of bed and had no memory of the day before, the year before, or at any time in our past, then who or what would we be? It's a very good thing that humans have the ability and capacity to remember things. Otherwise, we would have a very sad existence. So why are memories important, and what's the point in having them? Couldn't we just exist for the now? The answer is no. Although being in the now can be very satisfying and enjoyable for a number of people depending on the circumstances, remembering the past gives us a better perspective of how we got to the now, what our life was like before, and the future to come. However, when we realize that all the memories we have are frozen in time and we can never go back, then what? What can we expect for the future? And what can we expect for us personally? Do you realize that the future you thought would never get here is getting closer and closer all the time, and for some of us is already here? Maybe you are happy and celebrate what you have now, but one day in the future yet to come, you will wake up and realize you are now 70 years old, 80 years old, 90 years old, or beyond. And then what comes next? The future always gets here and carries us with it. When the last days of your earthly life finally get here, you will wonder how it all went so fast. Will taking more vacations, doing more hobbies, or watching more TV help you in your eternity? No, those things cannot help you. As good as it can be to enjoy the present times, eternity is like being frozen forever, and nothing can change for you, except there is no time in eternity. Time does not exist then. There is no end. What does it matter that you got to see that big concert you have been planning on for so long? Or that Broadway play? Or you got to be at that special place you always wanted to see? Does any of that really matter in the end when your earthly future and life is over? The death of a loved one, especially a child, spouse, or parent, is incredibly difficult and especially heartbreaking. I do not want to minimize that difficult experience. One day we will all be there. Imagine looking at your dying spouse whom you love after years of marriage and having to say goodbye like this man above. When things come to an end for you, do all the worldly successes and experiences you have enjoyed in life move the ball of your eternity forward in any significant way once you die? Do they help with your eternal future? Did you know that your eternal future is coming soon? Your future always gets here. You cannot stop your future from coming, as you have already seen. Once your eternal, forever future gets here, and you are instantly dropped into it at the point of death, then how will your past life help you at that point? Will your politics help you, or the job you had help you? Can your friends or family help you, or your kids help you, or your money help you when you leave this life with all those frozen memories? What will happen to you when all your earthly futures are gone? Are you ready for that? Your memories, which are frozen in time, that gave you joy or give you heartache, will no longer help you. Once you are placed into your eternal future, all of that will be gone, and so will you be gone from this mortal life. This is a warning that your day is coming, like everyone else on this earth. Yes, I know that we do not want to think about that, because then it can make us sad or depressed, lonely or afraid. It's especially difficult to think that we will no longer be with our spouse, kids, relatives, or friends anymore when we die and leave this life. Somehow many of us think we might avoid it, but we will not get out of it. So then we just don't think or talk about it, hoping it will just be a bad dream that won't come true. But we will not wake up to this mortal life again once we are gone. We just hold on to our special memories that are frozen in time and hope one day when our life draws to a close and when we die it won't hurt and we won't feel it and we'll gently be gone. But in reality, we will not rest in peace when it's all over. There is no rest for dead people because they are not sleeping. Dead people do not have the capacity to rest. They are dead with no life and no feeling in them anymore. They are gone from this life, never to return again. And it will be the same for you and me. There will be nothing remaining for you. Your brain and body will deteriorate in death. Your trivial pursuits and conversations will mean nothing to you anymore and are unimportant once you have stepped into your eternal future. When someone says rest in peace with regard to someone's death, it's being said to try to make the living people feel better. But rest in peace is not real. Some of us will say, I don't care about my eternity when it gets here, because whatever happens will happen and I can accept it. But that's just your pride showing. Few people want to die and leave this life, and they will wish there was more to come because it went so fast for them. You cannot feel time, but it sure moves quickly. Thinking about going into a pit of darkness forever can and will create a huge amount of fear in people who say they don't care about dying, which they will rarely admit. Atheists and agnostics especially will not easily admit they are concerned with dying and that they are not okay with it. Others will say, I try to be as good as possible in this life, so I have a better chance of going to a good place in the afterlife. But that is just wishful thinking, and you do not have any assurance that you will have a positive, eternal outcome other than just being dead in a dark pit forever. No one in the universe or here on earth is counting up our so-called goodness and keeping score on us. That is not happening. Also, no one can actually define what is good. All of that is relative to the situation and our opinion. Your definition of good can be equally bad for someone else. There is no absolute human good to be counted. You fool yourself if you believe that. Then there are people who believe they will get another chance at life here on earth in another body, living another life after they die from the previous life. Those people believe that they will possibly live many lives until they get it right. They are looking for human perfection because they think that's what it takes to get to their ultimate eternal reality. Perfection does not exist and will never exist here on earth while we are still human. You can try to progress, but progress alone will not help you in your eternity. Human beings are fallible and we make mistakes, and that includes all of us. We can never be perfect or good enough on our own to achieve anything outside of this life. In the end, there is no hope for you and me without the real truth of life, death, and the enduring truth of your eternal future. If we leave it all to chance, we will be sorely disappointed and there will be no reversing our eternal outcome. If you have any fear or doubt of what will happen when you die, that fear and uncertainty will be nothing compared to what will actually happen to you unless you find the one and only truth and direction now. You may think these thoughts about this subject are funny in some way, or not necessary, or they are not logical or rational. But death is absolutely real, and you will one day be a part of it. This life is just a grain of sand in the expanse of time. It's here today and then gone tomorrow. It felt like life would go on forever when we were young, and it's that way for all of us. But then things change and time catches up with us as we get older, and we know for sure that we will not last forever on this earth. It is true that many of our most cherished memories that are frozen in time matter to us now, and even more so as we get older. But they won't help you when this life is all over. So the next time you are outside driving, walking, or standing and looking all around you, just remember that what you see, hear, smell, and touch is short-lived and will be gone for you sooner than you think. There will be no more tomorrows in this life after that. Doesn't that frighten you even a little bit and make you think seriously about it and want to know what comes next for you? We know that we cannot hold on to this life and we have no control over it. So you occupy your time with trivial matters and put the focus on your entertainment, such as TV, sports, movies, plays, concerts, vacations, or other forms of distractions. You go on Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, or other social media platforms and spend a lot of your time there. You think all of this and more will help keep you happy. Maybe those things will keep you happy while you are still here, but your eternal forever future will eventually catch up with you. And then how happy will you be? How will any of the frozen experiences and memories help you then? So you just go down into a dark pit forever without any real hope you can count on to get you past all that darkness with no more colors. Do you really want to take a chance on your eternal future and also think that your so-called goodness will help you in some way? It cannot help any of us. Until we realize that none of us are actually good and that we cannot judge ourselves because we are flawed, then by default we will step off the cliff of life someday into a dark pit forever for all eternity. Don't allow yourself to go quietly into a dark pit forever without knowing the only way to get out of it and receive the greatest eternal gift you could ever hope for. Your religion cannot help you. Your goodness cannot help you. Your money cannot help you. Your empty hope cannot help you. Your imagination cannot help you. Nothing but the truth can help you. When your eternal future gets here, will you be ready? Or will you be satisfied with your earthly human body being put in a dark pit forever or burned to ashes and never seeing colors and light ever again? Maybe you believe you have a soul, and perhaps you do. But what will happen to this soul when you die? Do you know, and are you certain of the outcome? Do you have assurance that you will see more colors and light again and experience happiness? Don't leave your eternal future to chance. If you leave it to chance, then it would be like flipping a coin. Heads or tails? Is that all your eternal future is worth to you? A flip of a coin? You should know that the world will go on without you, without me, and without all the other people in our lives. We are all unimportant in the big picture of life within the billions of people who have ever lived on the earth. The human beings that will be living in 200 or 300 years from now will not notice that you and I were ever here. We will just fade away into nothingness. Is that what you want? So what is the point of life for us if we just live and die and then are eventually forgotten? Are we just evolved life forms that came from nothing and then eventually disappear? Is there any real meaning for humans at all? Do you care? Truth and your eternity do not care about your devotion to or your sincerity about something in this life if it is not true. Maybe you are religious and you pray every day, or are involved in religious rituals. There are more than 50 different religions and denominations out there. But if what you believe about your religion is not actually true, then you are either praying to nothing, or to a false god, or to a myth, or you have not found the one truth yet. You will never have eternal assurance that way. You can either have frozen memories that will give you no hope for your eternal future to come, or you can have eternal happiness along with more colors and more light after you die. Which one do you want? Please ask me how to get the truth that will set you free before it is too late.